Hello and welcome back to an episode of Generation Films. My name is American. As I get older, I feel like I'm becoming more and more of a curmudgeon. I'm the guy who wants you kids off my damn lawn. And with age and grumpiness and all of the bullshit in between boyhood and death comes numbness, detachment, and general misanthropy. Hate. That's what I'm trying to say. Hate, which begets meanness, which leads to reclusivity and eventually a complete lack of desire to explain myself to anyone. This is why I only introduced myself to you in this video as American. You can figure out the Ben on your own. I no longer give you the Ben. What I'm getting to here is I don't want to have to support everything I say with rigorous detail and substantial evidence. And so lately I've resorted to just rating things on a scale of 1 to 10. And I know that's regressive, but it's me. I eat a burrito at Chipotle, 6 out of 10. How's the weather today? 6.5 out of 10. No, you know what? Screw that. Decimals are for people who care. 7 out of 10. My neighbor shows me her cute little newborn baby. 5 out of 10. Yeah, it's cute, but honestly, one eye is a little droopy. Why can't we rate babies, people? Do we just have to pretend like they're all equal? All of them? Anyway, appearance matters. And while not all of you might believe that, I know one person who does. Our loyal viewer, Zealot Master 1, who has been pleading with us of late to do a video on the ugliest ships in sci-fi. Wait, that's not entirely true. He might not be a person, he could be a robot. Anyway, here it is, Mr. Zealot Master. You know what the video's about. As I said, I'm not gonna explain myself anymore. Your burritos suck, it's too hot outside, and I hate your baby. In 10th place, we have the Nostromo from Alien. The USCSS Nostromo was a modified Lockmart CM-88B Bison M-class star freighter that flew under the flag of the Weyland-Yutani Corporation. Now, I know that some people like this ship. Its outer appearance should elicit more of a meh than anything really. But I'm mostly including this ship on the list because it was ugly on the inside. Seriously, its artificial intelligence, known as Mother, had a terrible human-hating personality. Also, quite literally, the inside of the ship was full of blocky consoles and antiquated technology. Additionally, it was dark and damp, and its various levels had an abandoned warehousey feel. It's not the ideal vessel for the more manic depressive spacefarers among us. Lambert. Alas, we're here today to mostly discuss ship aesthetics from afar, but still the Nostromo was no spring chicken. The ship itself had all the physical beauty of an early lunar module, which feels like a heap of metal mashed together in drunken stupor during one of NASA's bi-weekly mass orgies. The Nostromo looks even worse with its ore refinery in tow, appearing as if someone put the Sulaco in the microwave. In 9th place, we have the OPAS Behemoth, aka the LDSS Nauvoo, aka Medina Station from The Expanse. I mean, what in the goddamn hell, Mormons? Okay, poor choice of phrasing there, a little bit blasphemous, but still, did you choose this design or did the belters who made it force it on you? If you don't know, the Nauvoo was a ship designed at Tycho Station to be a generational transport ship for Mormon explorers to live on over the course of a 100-year voyage into the great beyond. Hey, I get the ship has utility. After all, it provided habitable gravity after the Ringgate slowdown catastrophe. And I also get the ship as a metaphor. Its golden spire is the rapier of divine will plunging through the fabric of space-time to deliver God's angels unto salvation beyond known stars and yada yada yada. But the look, I mean Jesus. Sorry Jesus, I mean Jesus. The thing looks like a keg, or as I like to call it, God's thumbtack. I less want to fly in it and more want to use it to pin up a postcard on Uranus. To be fair, it's hard to blame the Mormons for something the belters built and probably planned to steal from the beginning. Also, at least it has function where it lacks form. Belters themselves, well, both form and function leave much to be desired. If gravity itself kills you, you have some self-reflection to do. In 8th place is the Juggernaut-class ship from the Aliens franchise, a mysterious vessel that was used by the engineers for space transport. The engineers were a highly intelligent ancient alien race which boasted advanced technology the likes of which we can only dream of in the present day, and who, spoiler alert, created mankind. Probably. Given their intelligence and technology, the Juggernaut probably has wondrous capabilities, such that human ships pale in comparison. That said, the engineers made one hell of an ugly ship. The Alien vs. Predator fandom site describes the Juggernaut as, quote, large asymmetrical wishbone-shaped spacecrafts with thickened central sections between two horns which bend upwards, end quote. Eloquent and accurate. However, to me the ship is best described as a partially eaten donut, its jagged ends reflecting the bite marks of a hungry soul who, lamenting the repulsive taste of the French cruller, put the donut down after a single bite and moved on to a more traditional glazed option. Then again, I suppose I shouldn't question what I don't understand. I'm sure there's a perfectly good reason that the engineers made their ships look like crap. But honestly, the look of the Juggernaut alone is enough to justify the extinction of their race. In 7th place, we have the EF-76 Nebulon B escort frigate. Usually I pronounce that frigate, but no, this ugly piece of crap doesn't get the nonsensical, offensive, fake French pronunciation. The Nebulon B was manufactured by Quat Drive Yards, one of the galaxy's leading and most trusted names in space vessel production. But hey, even Toyota made the Prius. The Nebulon B was originally intended for employment in the Imperial Navy, but became a mainstay in the alliance to restore the Republic's fleet in the role of rebel cruiser. Now apparently the ship was designed in such a way as to allow it to function in a multitude of capacities. Oftentimes they would be utilized as medical frigates, which would be helpful when dealing with all of the patients who blind themselves with acid after taking one glimpse at this hell-spawned atrocity. The thing looks like a half-eaten fish, and the long spar between its hull sections is also a functional flaw, as it was highly vulnerable to concentrated fire. In 6th place, we have the Olympic-class starship from Star Trek. The Olympic-class served as a medical ship for Starfleet during the late 24th century. This ship was almost okay. I'd say about 2/3 of the ship lengthwise is pretty standard Starfleet fare. However, it's the spherical primary hull at the fore of the ship that launches this uncomely vessel right up our list. The sphere itself is just kind of off. But then you turn the ship around and it kind of seems like aft should be fore, and that it has a giant scrotum hanging off its backside. Now, I know that phallic structures are a given when it comes to sci-fi spaceships, but usually that refers to shaft-like hulls and not testically protrusions. This ship has strong defenses, but I feel like if it takes fire to its spherical hull, the damage will begin at the area of impact and then travel up the entire ship, resulting in catastrophic system-wide failure. Though I'm not speaking on the basic of technical know-how here, but rather from my own personal experience of getting kicked in the nuts. As the late British Ben says, the Olympic class is not just ugly, it's lame. At number 5, we have the ship from Battle Beyond the Stars, a 1980s space opera billed as the Magnificent Seven in space, as it tells the story of a young farmer who sets out to hire mercenaries to defend his planet Akir from the evil tyrant Sador and his armada. The ship in the film, sometimes called Nell, which is the name of its artificial intelligence program, is ugly in a campy Spaceballs kind of way. As in, I'm not sure we were ever supposed to take the ship seriously. Still, if we have the testicle ship on this list, then we have to include the ship with boobs as well. I'm not sure if this ship has any superlative capabilities, but certainly we can say that it leaves me more sexually confused than any other space vessel. Overall, tits work best on women, sumo wrestlers, and Captain America, but not on ships. So despite it being well endowed, I'm going to have to swipe left on this ship. At number 4, we have the craft worlds from 40K, the planet-sized vessels on which the legendary Eldar dwelled. The Eldar were powerful psychers whose ships reflected the psychic power of their creators. The craft worlds were living ships built on a skeleton of Wraithbone, the nucleus of Eldari psycho-technical engineering. Simply said, the vessels were organic entities powered by psychic energy. Now listen, I don't dare question the Eldar shipbuilding. They knew what they were doing, and for good reason were one of the most revered races in the Milky Way galaxy. The craft worlds were imposing ships that were highly efficient and capable, but let's be honest, they looked like star destroyers with cancer. I don't know if the tumorific appearance of the hull was the product of psychic energy or pure radiation, but when I think of the ship, I can't help but think of the grotesque mutants from The Hills Have Eyes. Seriously, the craft worlds are so ugly, even the warp vomits them out. At number 3, we have Reapers from Mass Effect. Reapers are kind of aliens and kind of ships. They're described as a machine race of synthetic organic starships. The first Reaper was created by an ancient aquatic alien race known as the Leviathans, who developed an artificial intelligence to prevent synthetic and organic life forms from killing each other. Unfortunately, the intelligence turned on the Leviathans, wiping some of them out and using the rest to form the first Reaper. From there, subsequent Reapers were created via harvesting sentient life throughout the universe. Reapers are the ships that broke the glass ceiling. Crews don't fly them. They fly crews, enslaved crews. They have incredible hypnotic powers and advanced technology. Luckily, for most of the time, they lie dormant in dark space. And I say luckily not just because in that starless realm they can't kill or enslave anyone, but also because from there no one has to lay eyes on their ugly squid-like appearance. I mean, they've had billions of years to improve their shape, and they still go with the form of a hideous sea creature? Burn them. Burn them with fire, or crucible their asses. At number 2, we have the Leks from Leks, a German-Canadian science fiction series that ran from the late 1990s to early 2000s and followed the adventures of the crew aboard the Leks. And what in God's name is this horrid dick-like abomination? You know what, I'll be honest. Before I did this video, I don't think I ever heard of this series. After all, it aired in a part of the world where there's only moose and ice rinks. Canadian people are more of an idea than actual physical people. They're just a reflection of who we could become if we attain enlightenment, aka all embrace the joys of hockey, maple syrup, and treating each other with respect and consideration. Still though, what the hell is this ship? I mean, they're not even trying to not make it look like a penis. You know what? I take back every nice thing I just said about Canada. Their people totally exist. Honestly though, the ship does look like an insect, and indeed it was engineered to be part ship, part insect, and could even mate with other insects. Nope, nothing phallic about this ship at all. Totally not sketchy that it descends from a ship known as the Foreshadow. I guess the difference is that the Leks had a bris. Still, despite its awful appearance, the fully erect Leks was known as the most powerful weapon in the two universes and was capable of destroying entire planets on its own. Finally, at number 1, we have the Serenity, the Firefly-class transport ship from the Firefly TV series and accompanying feature film Serenity. It's a wonder that this ship is so popular, given that it's not only hideous, but also has no weapons. I suppose it's the crew that matters here, though, that collection of irascible and wily, but totally lovable psychopaths. Love them. The ship, though, less leaf on the wind and more a giant sat on the USCSS Prometheus. Granted, the Serenity pulled off some impressive feats in the hands of Hoban Washburn, and I love the vertical takeoff and landing capabilities, but damn it, the Firefly class is just an unsightly demon of the skies. Anyway, that is the video. Honestly, 5 out of 10. Anyways, please do give the video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Comment down below, let me know what ships I missed or which ships I ranked incorrectly. By the way, we have a TikTok now at Generation Films. It seems like any ethical concerns are soon to be cleared up. So if you want to follow us over there, we're going to start posting some funny skits over there and other content. Subscribe to this channel, though. Hit that notification bell for now. My name is American Ben, and I'll catch you next time. Generation Films, peace.